It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And for all you good boys and girls, Santa BitBoy is loading up his sleigh with BTC all-time highs, ready to deliver them all across the world. But we got some Grinches out there trying to stop the delivery. I'm going to tell you why these Grinches have brains only a quarter of the size of a regular brain, and even a smaller percent of my brain. It's so big it almost won't fit under the Santa hat. For Bitcoin holders, this Christmas is going to be one like no other. And in this video, I'm going to explain why a lot of the so-called experts out there are wrong about where Bitcoin is going to, and why your chance to load up your portfolio with BTC is drawing to a close. Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to check out the Regular Guy's Guide to Crypto. This is my crypto beginner course aimed to help you get started on your crypto journey. You can get your copy by visiting crypto4dudes.com. That's with the number 4 in the URL. In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you why a lot of these so-called experts are wrong about the Bitcoin chart. There is one major factor chart gurus are leaving out, and I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. You have to watch this video until the very end because it's going to give you a massive picture of just why you can be more bullish than ever and why the charts are acting as optical illusions for the true prospects of this Bitcoin bull run. But before we go there, I want to tell you about a very special event we are running for December. It's called BitBoy Secret Santa, and this is how it works. I understand that problems have been numerous during the pandemic. Many people have lost their jobs and gone through very hard times. Now, if you followed this channel for years, you know that 2020 has been unusually kind to me and this channel, so I want to give back. We're going to be making Christmas bright for 5 families who've been struck hard by 2020. So we want to know who we can help. If you or someone you know is in need of a Christmas miracle, please send a video of why you or someone you know needs help to santa@bitboycrypto.com. We're going to be choosing 5 families in 2 weeks on December 14th to help by sending $1,500 for gifts that will hopefully be able to make their Christmas bright. While many people love the holiday season, let's be honest, everyone's favorite season is bull season. And you may actually be surprised to know that bull markets last much longer than many people think. In fact, bull markets account for 75% of Bitcoin's historical chart, but it doesn't always feel like a bull market. This is due to the enormous despair caused by that 25% of the time where it is a bear winter. This is proven true through every single Bitcoin cycle. Right now, we are on the 4th Bitcoin cycle, so we have 3 full solid cycles to compare. Bitcoin hit the cycle low of less than $3,500 on December 12th of 2018. Ever since then, the price has been on the way up, sometimes quicker than others, but technically we've been in a bull market since that date. With the exception of 4 days in December of 2017, literally every person who's ever bought Bitcoin and held it has made a profitable investment. It's over 99% of everyone who's ever invested into Bitcoin. Pretty astounding if you think about it. And I do a lot. And listen, I've come to understand that for the most part, technical analysis is a good strategy to determine the direction of Bitcoin. But many of the biggest technical analysts out there are having tunnel vision right now. They tend to focus too much on the micro and not the macro. From a macro perspective, a zoomed out perspective, taking all 3.5 Bitcoin cycles into consideration, we know Bitcoin is heading to all-time highs. From a micro perspective, one that only looks at the here and now, there are both bullish and bearish scenarios playing out. Too many people try to scare their audience for clicks. It's a little manipulative because we all know where Bitcoin is heading to. There's not a single YouTuber I know out there that doesn't think we're hitting all-time highs. And we've got another video later this week where we're going to give you some of the most bullish evidence we've ever seen. And I'll just say this, if you don't have Bitcoin, your time is running out to get it, because before long, every hedge fund, financial institution, corporation, and major investors are going to be grabbing them before you get a chance. It's actually happening now. but more on that later this week. In the short term, we have a new dreaded CME Gap around $17,000 to $18,000. This means there's a great chance the price drops back down to $17K to fill that gap. We've seen that in the past, but the last gap around $9,600 to $9,900 never got fully filled. If you're unaware of what CME gaps are, they are literally gaps in the chart created by weekend Bitcoin action, since the CME Bitcoin futures contracts are only open Sunday evening through Friday at 4 p.m. CST. They get filled about 98% of the time. Now, there seems to be no actual fundamental reason for this other than the psychology surrounding the fact that they almost always get filled, a self-fulfilling prophecy, if you will. So we have some very short-term indications the price could drop even though Bitcoin is once again charging above 19K. But long-term, we are not heading into another long-term bear market, as some TA experts have started to suggest. This is just not happening. Let's look at the all-time Bitcoin chart here and show you the optical illusion that exists that small-minded TA charters have missed. Also, guys, if you're interested in taking advantage of any of this information in the form of longing or shorting Bitcoin, make sure to visit bybit.bitboy.live to sign up for an account today. You can always get some great rewards by signing up and visiting the rewards hub on the Bybit website. It's the #1 leverage trading site out there. Of course, caution, it's not for beginners. Please be responsible with your trading. Always use stop losses. But as we look at the Bitcoin chart since 2013 here on CoinMarketCap, we see something that could in fact look like a very hard resistance line at about 20K. Now, let's zoom in and get rid of the market cap line and only focus on price here. The 20K line seems to be resistance, and it looks like we could be ready to head back down in another massive bear winter. But is this the case, or is this actually a bona fide optical illusion? And one thing that really baffles me is why I seem to be one of the only crypto educators out there that's hyper-focused on the history of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin cycles. When it comes to these large moves, the hourly, daily, weekly, and even monthly charts aren't nearly as significant as the fundamentals surrounding the Bitcoin halving cycles. Charts do not take that into consideration. But let's pull back to a previous time in Bitcoin's history here. The 2013 parabolic movement of Bitcoin compared to the 2016 to 2017 chart looks almost identical to where we are now. The main difference is that there was not a mysterious fake out pump like the one we went through in the summer of 2019, which was most likely due to the Plus token Ponzi scheme, which we've talked about extensively. Remove that and they're almost the same chart. And I'm sure after the crash Bitcoin had after challenging all-time highs in December of 2016, people believed they were heading back to a bear market. But let's zoom out just a tiny bit and see what happened. Let's see what played out. If you didn't have the dates at the bottom of this chart, you wouldn't have even been able to pick out the range from the previous chart we looked at. The parabolic movement in December of 2017 made those previous mountains on the chart look like flatlands. And that's what we are going to see once Bitcoin begins this breakout. Imagine these spikes looking flat. The heights Bitcoin is about to climb to will certainly do it. So no, there is no emergency with Bitcoin. There's no bear winter upon us. Bitcoin is coiling up like a rattlesnake. When it strikes, it will be violent. I can hear the rattle now. Some more evidence to back this up is shown by this tweet from @ChartsBTC, a solid follow on Twitter. It shows how small and tiny the current 2020 BTC move has been. As you can see, we haven't even topped the wick of the previous Bitcoin cycle. If the previous Bitcoin bull cycle candles are any indication of the direction we're heading in, we've got a ton of bullish momentum left. One thing you may notice though that's a bit bearish is that each bull cycle's candle has gotten a little smaller than the previous one. If that occurs again, then we could be looking more at an 80K to 100K Bitcoin instead of a 200 to 400K Bitcoin. But in any case, we can expect huge moves from Bitcoin in the near future, and I'm ready for it. What do you think is going to happen in this bull run? Will Bitcoin continue up the charts, or are you so bearish you got your head stuck in a honeycomb? Hope you don't get stung. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.